Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing, where we will have an invocation from Pastor Lonnie Skiles from Big Valley Grace. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Thank you for the privilege to pray this morning. I'm going to start us off with Psalm 33, verse 18, a few verses. Behold, the eye of the Lord is on those who fear him, on those who hope for his loving kindness, to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul waits for the Lord. He's our help. He's our shield. For our heart rejoices in him because we trust in his holy name. Let your loving kindness, O Lord, be upon us, according as we have hoped in you. Let's pray. And Father, that is the prayer here today. Our hope and our trust is in you. You said that the earth and everything in it, each one of us, this board, our county, our community, is in your hands. You have brought us together for your purposes. I thank you for these men and their sacrifices to represent us on weighty issues that free us up to be able to do our jobs, to care for our families, not to worry about these things, but to have these men represent us to the best of their ability, to bring honor to you as well as blessing to our community. I thank you for their sacrifice. We pray you bless their families, protect them. We thank you for the peace of our community, and Lord, we recognize that the wealth that we have, the contentment that we have, the water, the blossoms that are soon to come, are all gifts from you. So we bless your holy name. We give you praise and thanksgiving in your most holy name, Jesus. Amen. Amen. Lord bless you guys today. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Okay, next we're going to move on to a presentation. It's recognition of Save Mart as Retailer of the Year in 2025. Supervisor Graywall.
Good morning, everyone. It's an honor and privilege to recognize the Save Mart companies in honor of today. I try to wear Save Mart colors. I'm not as bright as the Save Mart colors, but that's to be understood. But what Save Mart has been able to accomplish here, a family company that's been here for over 70 years. Save Mart Companies has been a trusted neighborhood across all of Stanislaus County and the greater Central Valley, providing high-quality food while building lasting relationships within the communities it serves. And I can be a testament to that because over the holiday season and when there was some lapse in holiday funding, they were my first calls we made from the county, and they stepped up, whether it was providing meals to families that otherwise wouldn't be getting those meals, providing gift cards at discounted prices so people can shop and obtain groceries for their families. So that did not go unnoticed, and we appreciate everything you did during that time where it was very trying for many families, and they wouldn't have had a Thanksgiving or a Christmas dinner if it wasn't for you. So now all the whereases. Progressive Grocer has named the Save Mart Company's Retailer of the Year for 2025. I think that deserves a clap. The culture they have set up, recognizing the company as culture grounded in associate empowerment, operational excellence, and a deep community to local communities. The Save Mart Company transformation reflects a clear and enduring philosophy, recognizing that stronger relationships, customer relationships, are built by investing in people and fostering true partnerships throughout the valley. As a West Coast grocer operating more than 200 Save Mart, Lucky, Food Max stores in California and Nevada, along with Roth's and Chuck's fresh markets in Oregon and Washington, the Save Mart companies have demonstrated that regional scale is a strength, enabling faster decision-making, locally relevant offerings, and meaningful community engagement. The company continues to invest in Stanislaus County through job creation, philanthropy, long-term community commitments, store reinvestments, the CARES Foundation charitable giving, and continued support for local families, schools, and nonprofits. This recognition not only celebrates corporate achievement, but the associate partners, community members whose shared efforts have defined the company's success and future direction. So now, therefore, it be resolved that the Stanislaus County Board of Supervisors recognizes the Save Mart companies on being Progressive Grocers Retail of the Year in 2025. We appreciate your continued investment in our community, the partnerships that you've built, and the true family business atmosphere you've created, not only at your place of employment, but throughout the community. So I'm joined by Jim Perkins, the president of Save Mart, along with other Save Mart officials that I've seen along many times at Save Mart supermarkets. Thank you, Jim, for being here.
You betcha.
All right.
I appreciate it, Manny. I just, the two ladies in the front here with me. So Santa has nothing on them. So he's jumping on our plane a little later in the week to deliver some CARES money. Joan, she is chairman of our CARES Foundation, which delivers much needed funds all over the place, including the county here, I think last week. And Kristen does our external outreach. So everywhere she's at, where, to your point, we were giving away food, we were giving away at Christmas, we're kind of like the silent people that get to do that. Thomas actually runs a huge store in San Francisco that gets to paint his store Super Bowl with PepsiCo. International PepsiCo's actually come to his store. So John's our district manager here. Andy does our marketing. Bobby's been around a long, long time. Is our VP of all of our Save Mart stores, and then Phil does all of our community and media relations. So if you need something from Save Mart, I don't know a whole lot, but they know a whole bunch. So give us a call, and I'll just I'll stay with Manny. And I also like to shout out, hey Mary. We got to meet her. She got to take a picture of us with our big red, so that was kind of fun. When she was helping, she wanted us to come help recruit it to college. So when that still holds for your friends, let them know. Give us a call, and we'll be ready to go. Manny, thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, on behalf of the Board of Supervisors, again, being named Progressive Grocers Retailer of the Year, and everything that you do in this community. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's his ring. Just borrow you a few things.
Easy? Yeah. Thank you very much for the time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Next, we'll move on to the public comment period. We don't have any written comments on public comment. This is an opportunity to, for those in attendance to speak on items that are not on today's posted agenda. Please state your name for the record and direct all comments towards the dais. So it's fair for every speaker. Please keep your comments to the 5-minute time limit. I do have 3 cards. You don't have to fill out a card, but the first one is Ron McMurtry. Good morning, Ron.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Ron McMurtry here. This is an item that I request you bring to the attention of the Public Defender's Office, an interesting news item. I listen to about 50 podcasts, so I go down some rabbit holes. There's a public defender in the LA County named Noah Cox, and he's noticed that one of the issues with a lot of people that come to his office is that some people have undiagnosed mental impairments, and he realizes that because the jail system doesn't really help these people, they end up, getting their 3 strikes and end up in the jail system, which doesn't help them become constructive citizens. So he's established a special unit. There's no special funding. He's just rearranged the defender's office to kind of try to do this, and so I would just recommend they reach out to him. They're more likely to be victims of crime, but they're also more likely to commit crimes. And some of this is just impulse control. If these folks could be into some diversion programs and be diagnosed early, well, it'd be nice if they diagnosed early, but there's an example of a gentleman who wasn't diagnosed until his 50s, and he's had this problem all his life. And, it's a shame that, he was, because he's a hard worker and everything, but, he likes to party. He just doesn't, he has the impulse control issue. And so he just needs supervision. So they are working with what's called the regional centers, which work with people like this, but they needed staff members, and they had a couple of social workers who help get some of these folks diagnosed to see if, maybe they qualify for these programs, so they don't just go in and out of the jails with no progress and just, wasting taxpayer money totally. I know we've got to support these people. These folks, I remember, is it AST, able to stand trial? I know there was a presentation by Chief Ferreira about that. And so, we get penalized if we have to put too many of those people through our diversion program. So if we can diagnose these people that can go through another program, maybe we can, keep the numbers down on that. So this, I think I'm calling it right, is it AST, is that right? IST, inability to stand trial. Thank you very much, thank you. So I think that, that's different departments of the justice and stuff, that if it works together better, we can get some of these folks help, they can contribute to society, and then we'll have less strain on the IST system as well. So there's, benefits all around for everybody. More support, recidivism, okay, I've said everything. But these people are falling through the cracks, and I recommend the public defender reach out to Noah Cox at the LA Public Defenders and look into their program, see if we can do something like that here. Thank you.
Can I, Ron, just real quick, good points. I appreciate you bringing that up. But just for several years now, we've had social workers embedded in our public defender's office to work on just exactly that kind of stuff. And I'd invite you to reach out to our public defender, Jennifer Jennison, or Ruben Imperial here in the back from BHRS, and they can tell you about these programs that we've actually already have going on in our county right now.
Well, Noah Cox is claiming he doesn't think there's anyone else in the country that has a program like this,
Yeah,
and that's why I'm bringing it up.
He needs to reach out to Stanislaus County.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ron. Next up, Melissa Sandoval.
This
Good
is
morning.
one of my posters that is on my fence in front of my house from the project that originally started in 2018. But I'm really nervous, so kind of bear with me. My name is Melissa Sandoval. To those who don't know who I am, I come from a large family of 6 generations of Sandovals. I am one of the granddaughters of a veteran named Sam Eugene Sandoval. Recently, you guys even ground broke what was once at my great-grandfather's property on Clarabelle to start back up the North County Corridor project. But there was only one problem. You guys forgot about us. Instead of voicing for the people, certain people were complaining about, for example, my animals. One specifically would actually take extra time out of her day to have her and her friends even bash me publicly online on Riverbank Neighborhood Facebook group. That previous person was Mayor Cindy Fossey, Vice Mayor Cindy Fossey from Riverbank City Council. Rather than bashing me online, Riverbank should have stuck up for the resident who was begging for help knee-deep in water as my dad and I were ripping the carpet out of the saturated wood. Where did all my calls go during the rains when I called City of Modesto, Riverbank, or Stanislaus County? Why did you guys wait so long to help us? Why does our rights continue to be violated over negligence? And just to put this out there, my dog was on a 100-foot runner with a 10-foot lead for a couple hours because I didn't want my animals breathing in all the toxic fumes coming from the flooding inside the house. The only dry part was outside at that time once the flooding stopped, which was a couple days later. No resident should be left to flood and fend for themselves, especially when they're disabled, begging for someone for help because of someone else's mistake. Instead of helping, people drove by as we were knee-deep in water, digging our own way out as they took pictures and posted us online. Since 2018, Stanislaus County failed to confirm the existing pipelines and purposely destroyed a drainage pipeline we told you guys not to destroy on Roselle and Clarabelle. When I mean purposely destroyed, these plans were created in 2010 and signed off by Chris Brady and also MID. These plans are also on your guys' website listed as Stanislaus County Roselle Clarabelle Widening Project. Our pipeline was not even on those plans that were created in 2010. The pipeline I'm referring to is the culvert drain pipeline, to be exact. Public Works of Stanislaus County, Riverbank, and even Modesto decided to wait until we had nothing, and the project started back up this year to decide to finally fix the same pipeline they destroyed, even after calling every heavy downpour, but yet nobody came. Or if they came, they only vacuumed one load, said they were going to come back or find a more permanent solution. Did they? No, but yet we still waited. Instead, my dad, who was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, who had to have colon surgery, and myself, who was hit head on in the same intersection, having to have multiple reconstruction surgeries on my lower shin, had to build trenches all the way from my property, connecting it all the way to Highway 219 side of Clarabelle to relieve property from our property, from the water from our property to the drain, because nobody would help us, let alone even return a phone call. That drain was on Clarabelle, but was never maintained for 7 years. We had to pull back the black geotextile fabric while sticking 2 pipes in the drain to keep it open. The drain fabric was there to protect the fish from the debris, not the resident from flooding. Even after showing you guys a timeline of evidence over the years and begging for help, sorry and fixing the pipeline is supposed to be enough. I'm sorry, Condit and Lehman. Sorry is not enough of the brutal suffering from the county, let alone my aunt who happens to have a personal relationship with the tax assessor of Stanislaus County, Don Gakel, who has the control of the Sandoval Trust for years. I bring this up because everyone knew what was going on, but rather than helping us, it was all about money and greed. Everyone said they would help, yet everyone failed us because everyone was worried about bad publicity from this mistake. Instead of helping my family takes the Sandoval Trust out of my dad's name during the first flood, leaving him with nothing after every year telling them they would help, just like you guys said you were going to help. But instead of helping, you guys changed us from Modesto to Riverbank while slapping a new sister city sign in the same ditch I built trenches in. My personal information from Social Security and my dad's life-saving medication injections could not be delivered because our address does not exist. When we called 911 during a recent emergency, we had no power even on Christmas. They had to ping our phone to find us because our address doesn't exist anymore.
That's it, Missy.
Good.
And I'll be back for the next council meeting to finish.
Do you want us to, do you want to pass that around to make it a part of the record?
Yeah. Where should I start, sir?
Bring it to the clerk. Give it to the clerk.
And just to let you know, we haven't had water for over a month due to the flooding. We're in our well.
Take a shower now since Christmas.
Melissa, could you leave your number with, I have your address here, but your number with the clerk right here? Okay. So next up, I have Dr. Singh. Welcome, Dr. Singh.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Harinder Singh, Honorable Chair and members of Stanislaus County Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Garewal, distinguished guests, community members, and friends. Thank you for the honor of being here today, and thank you to the Stanislaus County Board of Supervisors for officially recognizing February 4th as Saka Nakoder Day. This proclamation is more than a formal gesture. It's a meaningful act of remembrance, conscience, and solidarity with the families who have waited far too long for justice. 40 years ago, on 4th February 1986, in the town of Nakoder, Punjab, 4 unarmed Sikhs, Ravinder Singh, Balteer Singh, Chilman Singh, and Harminder Singh, were killed during a peaceful protest. They were students, they were sons, they were teenagers and young men with their entire lives ahead of them. Their families have now lived for 4 decades with grief compounded by something even heavier: the absence of accountability. Today, by issuing this proclamation, Stanislaus County affirms a simple but powerful truth that the human life has value everywhere and that justice denied anywhere concerns us all. This recognition matters deeply to the families, especially to Bapu Baldev Singh, the father of Ravinder Singh, who has spent 40 years pursuing justice through peaceful, lawful, and democratic means. He has approached courts, commissions, elected officials, and institutions, not with anger, not with violence, but with the faith and the rule of law. The commitment to peaceful civic engagement is something we all recognize and respect here today. Saka Nakoder Day is not about reopening old wounds. It is about acknowledging unresolved ones. It is about remembering that the justice is not confined by the borders and that the democratic societies have a moral responsibility to stand with those whose voices have been ignored. This proclamation also speaks to the value that resonates strongly here in Stanislaus County: the right to peaceful assembly, the importance of accountability, and the belief that the governments must answer to the people they serve. When the local government like this board choose to recognize an event that occurred far beyond its geographic boundaries, it sends a powerful message: the human rights are universal, and that remembrance is a form of action. On behalf of the families of Saka Nakoder martyrs and the broader Sikh community, I want to express sincere gratitude to this board, and especially to Supervisor Garewal for listening, for understanding, and for taking these steps. For families, this proclamation does not replace justice, but does something equally important. It tells them they are not alone, and that their 40-year struggle has not been forgotten. As we mark Saka Nakoder Day, we do so with humility, remembrance, and hope. Hope that truth will one day be fully acknowledged and the justice, however delayed, will not be denied forever. Thank you again for the Stanislaus County Board of Supervisors for this meaningful recognition, and thank you to everyone present for standing on the side of remembrance, dignity, and human rights. And just for your information, and last year, on the 6th February 2025, Congressman Jimmy Panetta gave tributes to these martyrs in the House of Congress. And California State Assembly has recognized Saka Nakoda Day on the February 4th, and the whole state, unanimously. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and listening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Singh, for coming in. Perfect timing, and Supervisor Graywall will be coming down to present.
Dr. Singh, thank you so much for coming here today, making a presentation, speaking in public comment, and talking about the loss that was endured 40 years ago on February 4th, 1986. As you mentioned, the names Ravinder Singh, Bhai Harminder Singh, Pultir Singh, and Bhai Jilmal Singh, killed during peaceful protest. These 4 students has been carried on international recognition, as you mentioned, the United States Congress, California State Assembly, and the United Nations Human Rights Council. After 40 years and numerous calls for justice, Saka Nakoda Day stands as a reminder that 4 families are without peace. So today it is my solemn honor to recognize Saka Nakoda Day in Stanislaus and present this certificate of recognition in solidarity with the International Saka Nakoda Global Awareness Campaign. I know you'll be also doing a presentation today in front of the San Joaquin County Board of Supervisors, so it is our honor that even though this event happened many oceans away, that we here in Stanislaus County can stand with you in solidarity for dignity and human rights. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, anyone else for public comment? Looking at you, Mohammed. All right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and close the public comment period. We're going to move on to the consent calendar. We do have a few things. We do have a written comment on item B3. Received an email from Mr. Brad. And then we're going to pull item, well, we have B through, let's see, B5, B6, and D1. Yeah, I know. I have to go through here. So first of all, if we take everything besides B5, B6, and D1, anyone in the audience have any comments on any of the consent calendar? Any members want to pull anything else? Okay, seeing none, take a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries 5-0. Let's go to B5. That's the Levine Act.
Yes, Supervisor Condit has a Levine Act conflict on this one, and will step out. We have a similar conflict with respect to item D1. Terry Withrow has a Levine Act conflict on that one. So we can take those two separately.
Yes, let's take them separately. Okay.
Terry,
Good.
you can step out on this. We're going to take the two Levine Act ones.
Does Chance need to be back for D1? No, Chance?
Oh,
You let it,
Yes.
they're different, so let's hear you.
Okay,
I'll
so
vote
we're
on
taking, right now we're taking B5. B5. Do we have a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
No, you guys for public comment on all of them.
Yeah, all of them. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Now we're going to move on to item D1. Yeah. D1, Supervisor Withrow has a Levine Act conflict. I will entertain a motion on D1.
Motion to approve item D1.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Okay, on to item B6. Supervisor Chance Condit has to pull this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just had some questions regarding Beam Circular and kind of where we were at in the process, specifically in regards to site selection.
So I can provide you a comment and invite a member from Beam up as well. So I think you're talking about the Innovation Campus that
Yeah.
is partially funded through the county's contribution to Beam Circular. I'll go ahead and just pitch over to Crystal Acerdo. He's our, I think, VP of Public Policy for Beam.
Yes,
Okay,
hi.
go ahead.
Thanks for your question and your support for the Innovation Campus. We are continuing to move forward in site selection. We are very close. I think we've got it narrowed down to 1 or 2 sites and are in sort of conversation. I think one of our main focuses right now is making sure that whatever site we select, we're also choosing a partner in the county that's going to be working very closely with us to ensure all of our goals are met and the county's goals are met in terms of some of our workforce development goals and our community initiatives and that sort of thing. So we are moving close, and I think last week, was it only last week, we announced the purchase of our first equipment, a gas fermentation unit. That's going to be the first kind of large equipment that's going to be used ultimately at the campus. Right now, it's going to be located in Vacaville, so we're working very closely with our partners, Mango Materials, to make sure that that's operational in the meantime. But that's sort of our biggest development that we've had.
Okay.
Recently.
And do you just have a rough timeline? I know you say you're very close to a site here in Stanislaus County, but do you have a rough timeline on when we can expect that process to come in front of the board?
Yeah, I don't want to give you a specific date. We don't have an exact timeline, but do expect that to be here in the next couple of months. And as we refine that, we'll definitely be providing an update as soon as we possibly can.
And I'm sorry if I could just interrupt. The Board of Supervisors will not have to take any action for Beam to make their site selection. Depending upon what jurisdiction they're in, if they have any land use issues that will have to come before their governing body, then they may have to come before the county in that respect if it's in the unincorporated area. I know previously we had received questions about whether or not the Innovation Campus was intending to locate at the Crow's Landing Industrial Business Park. I can tell you that that's not the case. So at this point, we're not having any discussions with Beam about this being located on county property, and therefore it wouldn't be coming back to this board for consideration.
Got it. Okay, and how much, we've dedicated $10 million to this project?
In total for the traded sector initiative of bioindustrial manufacturing, the total was $10 million, yes.
Okay, and do we have a number that has been allocated up to this date?
We're about $2.8 million that's been allocated and actually paid as of December 31st of last year.
Okay. All right, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, there's nothing else. Look for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve D6, a first and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Nays, 1 nay. Okay, passes 4-1. Okay. We're going to move on to item 6, public hearing. A hearing to consider the waiving of the second reading of an ordinance amending chapter 16.55 of the Stanislaus County Code and adopting reference, this is regarding the fire code. Chris and Matt will be presenting. Say that, but you look like an Eric.
I do.
You can see how interesting fire code is with everyone running out. Buck has been waiting for like since last year.
That's right.
For sure.
Several years.
All right. Chairman Kaza, members of the board, CEO Hayes, and County Council Bose. We are here to present the 2025 Fire Code adoption and the Wildland Urban Interface Code adoption. And presenting today will be our Fire Marshal, Matt Jenkins.
So good morning. Part of the fire warden's office responsibility is to provide fire prevention services to the fire districts and to cities that contribute to the less than countywide tax. One of those services that we provide is the coordination of fire and life safety codes and ordinances. So we enforce California Code of Regulations, Title 24. Every 3 years, as part of the California Building Standards Code, the state of California amends model code and adopts it as the California Code of Regulations, Title 24. Health and Safety Code states that Title 24 is applicable 180 days after its adoption, and the state adopted its latest, the 2025 edition, on July 1st. So, fire code adoption. Local jurisdictions may establish a more restrictive standard than those contained in the California Code of Regulations, Title 24. Historically, Stanislaus County has amended the fire code to address local conditions. In addition to our code, the local fire agencies may also adopt a more restrictive building standard than those adopted by the state or us. City of Houston, or Houston Fire Protection District has already done that. Once a local agency has followed the process for adoption, the agency is required to transmit it to the county, where it comes before you guys, and then we forward it off to the state once you guys approve it. New this year is the 2025 Wildland Urban Interface Code. It's based on the 2024 International Wildland Urban Interface Code, which is written by International Code Council, or ICC. This code is amended by the state of California pretty heavily. The code book itself is new, but the regulations aren't necessarily new. It basically consolidated regulations across multiple codes. Previously, part of it was in the fire code, part of it was in the building code, Chapter 7A, part of it was in the residential code under Section 337, California Title 14, except there was multiple places this was. So the state combined it all and put it in one code and made it a little easier to find all the information. Our proposed ordinance. The proposed ordinance will update the county's fire regulations within the unincorporated areas of the county. We propose to adopt California Code of Regulations Title 24 Part 9, the 2025 California Fire Code, with existing amendments. The amendments we've had in the past, we're just moving those forward. We're not creating new amendments this year, which did some minor editorial and formatting and numbering changes. And then we're also adopting California Code of Regulations Title 24 Part 7, the 2025 Wildland Urban Interface Code, or as Tom wanted me to call it, the WUI Code, because the first time he heard that, he laughed. So, staff recommendations: conduct a public hearing to receive public comment and input on the proposed amendment to Chapter 16.55 of the Stanislaus County Code, and then adding Chapter 16.85 of the Stanislaus County Code. Waive the second reading of the ordinances, amending those chapters with certain changes, additions, and modifying for the fire code, and just adopting the interface code as it is. Find the proposed changes and modifications to the fire code standard contained in the proposed ordinance are necessary because of local, climatic, geographic, or topographical conditions as detailed in the proposed ordinance. Find that the proposed ordinances are exempt under CEQA. Direct the Stanislaus County Fire Warden's Office to staff to file the adopted ordinances and board findings with the California Building Standards Commission. Direct the clerk of the board to publish the ordinance in accordance with Government Code Section 25124B. Questions?
Any questions?
No questions. This is just riveting stuff.
We just want to make sure that it's to Buck Condit standards?
Yes. That was spoken like a fire captain.
For sure. All right, so we're going to go ahead and no more questions. We're going to open up the public hearing. Anyone wish to make any comments? Seeing no one coming forward, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the board for action.
Make a motion to approve?
You want to do the second too, or?
I can.
Second.
I'll do the second.
All right. So I have a first and a second.
Sorry, I just overruled you.
No worries.
I used to be on
All
the
right.
fire. I used to be on the fire board.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
I was a pyromaniac, so it would have been good like the firefighter and the pyromaniac.
All right. No discussion items, correspondence. The board has received a letter from the California Fish and Game Commission regarding the proposed changes to in regulations related to elk hunting. Recommend and refer to the Fish and Wildlife Committee. I see that I'm not supposed to read these out. The board has received a letter from the California Fish and Game Commission regarding proposed changes and regulations related to waterfowl, migratory American coot, and common moorhen, recommend to Fish and Wildlife Committee. Are there any board of supervisor reports?
Just like to recognize my son Ethan Conda came to work with me today, learning the ropes, and I know it's a short meeting, but I'd like to welcome him here today.
That's why he came. For sure. Welcome, Ethan.
Hey, Ethan.
Always nice to see you here. Okay.
Sorry. Just wanted to announce next week, February 11th at 2 p.m., Fairway Park, we will be doing the groundbreaking for Colorado Rouse. A huge investment in infrastructure in our community, partnering obviously Stanislaus County with the state of California and the city of Modesto. And hopefully, once all of these infrastructure improvements are done, this might be a county island that might be annexation ready. So anyone on the board, and members of the public, if they can join February 11th, 2 p.m., Fairway Park.
Thank you very much. All right. If there's nothing else there, we're going to move on to legislative fiscal management report. CEO.
Just one item to report on. I think everyone's aware that we're currently under a partial federal government shutdown. It's entered its 5th day now. Congress continues negotiations on any remaining fiscal year 26 appropriation bills. And we're all hopeful that this ends shortly. And like I've said before, we're just, you kind of see what you see in the media. But we are hopeful and expect that to have something end shortly. Last thing I want to mention is that our federal advocates will be hosting meetings with department heads as well as board members this week to update us on all things DC and also receive input on our upcoming legislative platform.
All right. Now we're going to adjourn this meeting. We do have a closed session today.
Yes, we only have one item on closed session today. We have a conference with legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9, Subdivision D1. We have one case to consider, Heather Goodwin versus Stanislaus County et al. That's in the Stanislaus County Superior Court, and the case number is CV 22005744. Appropriate for public comment on that item.
Any public comment? Before I gavel down, Deputy Muirbrook, thank you again for coming in and keeping us safe. And we will adjourn to closed session.
Also, if you remember.